What inspired you to start your project of bringing all these things to Africa?
It was totally accidental. Again, I went to Africa for a wedding, and then I went to visit some schools that my son worked at in Zimbabwe, and they were very, very poor, very rural, and they had nothing. They had no math books, no science books, no library books, no school supplies, no sports equipment. In my school in Brooklyn, we had a big dumpster, a 40-foot dumpster, and every day we threw all that stuff away. And it seemed crazy and a terrible waste. So I asked them how many schools they had, and they had 35 schools. And I said, well, I can find 35 schools in America. And that's what we did. We found 35 schools, we spoke to all the principals, we got a 40-foot container, and we started to fill it. So it was just kind of, somebody lined up all my ducks.
And how long have you been continuing this project?
The wedding was in 2003. We formed the U.S. Africa Children's Fellowship in 2004, and I think we shipped our first container in 2005.
And do you have any idea how many books and things you've donated over the years?
Well, we've shipped 34 containers, and the single container can sometimes hold 40,000 books. So you have to do that. But we ship everything. We ship toys, blackboards, shoes, soccer balls. We've shipped 17,000 soccer balls because we partner with somebody who ships just soccer balls for us.
And do you have any special memories or favorite things that have happened to you over the years of doing this work?
No, it's just, there's special moments. We once came to a school and there was a grandmother that had been waiting for us for 3 hours. And we had gotten her grandchild a pair of shoes. And she just wanted to say thank you and just hold our hand. And I once came to a school and there were about 400 kids at the school assembly. And we had brought them 40 boxes of books. And the principal explained what had happened, and everybody applauded, and they're very nice. And then I reached down behind me and I held up a bag, like this. There were 3 things in the bag, and the whole school went crazy. Running around, jumping up and down, and it was fabulous. And I brought them 3 soccer balls, because they had none. And they couldn't play soccer, and they all loved soccer. So all of a sudden, they could stay after school, they could play soccer, they could come early, they could play soccer. So the 3 balls were an amazing moment. And I'll tell you one other one. There was a guy named, I called him X. He had a very long name that I could never pronounce, so I called him X. And he worked with me. Every time I came to Africa, he was my guide. And one day we went to the school that he went to, the high school. And they asked the kids in the audience if they knew who he was, because he had graduated a few years back. And about 10 of them knew. And then they said that if they go to school and they work hard, they could be like X. And I took X's hand and I held it over my head, and the whole place roared. And they were yelling and screaming. So, there's a lot of excellent moments. It makes it all very worthwhile.
Well, thank you for being our partner. It's really just touching to know that we're helping children so far away.
Yeah, and you should know that every book matters. Every book that you put in a box, every book that a kid takes home to read is special. And again, when we started, they had a 0 pass rate in schools. 0. Nobody passed the test. Now it's 30% national tests. 30%, 40%, in one school is 80%. And it's because you're sending us books. Pretty cool.